dreams to be a princess, and within Hispanic tradition, that day can become a reality at the age of 15. A time when the combination of the Spanish word quince, meaning 15, and año, meaning year, come together in the ritual of a Latina's 15th birthday, or quinceañera. Vanessa del Castillo is approaching such date, and the decisions that she makes in the next few months will determine if that dream becomes a reality.
The reason why I decided to have a quinceañera is because it's tradition, and my mom always told me you're gonna be like a little princess, and ever since I was little I wanted to be like a princess.
Vanessa, I want to talk a little bit about what is a quinceañera and what are the traditional items that we use.
The tradition of the quinceañera is probably the most prominent tradition that we can have in Costa Rica and the Latin American countries. It's like a dream that every little girl has. When they are very young, they go to other quinceañera celebrations from their sisters or their aunts or cousins, and they all would like to have it someday. When they become 15, to be a princess for a day, that's what it is.
With her birthday only months away, tonight Vanessa has been invited to her friend Yurani Cubillo's quinceañero, giving her a first glance of what takes place at these gatherings. The origin of this ceremony can be traced back to the foundings of the New World.
Rites of passages, becoming a woman, becoming a man in any culture, is a universal. We know that the quinceañero idea may very well have been even found here by the Spanish when they came. We know the Aztecs had a sort of, not like the Spanish later on instrumentalized, but it was very much prevalent in the New World. When the Spanish Catholic ideology came to the New World, it somehow synthesized itself with the Indian or the Aboriginal, in the case of Mexico, would be with the Aztecs. The tradition was always maintained because it meant a lot of things. Number one, in traditional Aboriginal American Indian society, it meant that you had a partner that was ready to be married. That was very important for the economy of the household. In the Spanish society, it also became an issue of showing the degree of wealth and position that you had in the society.
Salud para todos.
The old tradition of the quinceañera is the father and the mother giving this to their daughter. Going to a quinceañera where only the mother was there. Now in this time of my life, I'm a single mother. Made me feel I really related to that.
I got really sad because I wish I could have danced that with my dad too, but he passed away, so I couldn't do it.
With her own quinceañero approaching fast, Vanessa is starting to fear her father might not attend her ceremony. Upon his absence, another family member must step into that role.
My family hasn't been your typical Latin family, and there's a lot of Latin families out there that, whether they only have one mother, they only have one father, or, they're doing it all on their own. And I figure that we just have to find, that certain role, that certain place of what we have to do. And I would say in the celebration, whatever role I do place, it would bring any type of honor to Vanessa's quinceañera.
The quinceañero includes several cultural pillars, if you will. On the one hand is a rite of passage for young women who turn 15. It is also an initiation rite. In a way, she's being initiated as an adult. On the other hand, it is a pre-wedding because many of the rituals that are later replayed in the wedding ceremony are played here at another level. And it is also a very important ritual about building community. It establishes the centrality of the father figure, for one thing, as the person who is, in a way, the king of this ceremony. And he's introducing his princess to society as a woman who is who's becoming or has become an adult.
Perhaps the biggest signs of the importance of this celebration among Hispanics, it's the attention it is receiving from American companies like the Walt Disney World Resort and David's Bridals, who recently joined efforts to recognize 15 quinceañeras.
Today, we're so excited. It's been a long road, but we are here at Walt Disney World with 15 beautiful, well-deserving young girls celebrating their quinceañera, a dream come true.
Estrella bella y brillante, que de luz haces derroche. 15 princesas quinceañeras están en el Magic Kingdom esta noche.
The gala included Latin actor Ernesto LaGuardia, whose first leading role was on a successful Mexican soap opera named Quinceañera, as well as the winner of the 2007 Lo Nuestro Award for Revelation of the Year, Colombian singer Fonseca. And one of the most influential role models for today's Hispanic women, Emmy winner Cristina Saralegui, who dedicated a special edition in the Cristina Show to the event.
Disney celebran lo que los norteamericanos le dicen Sweet 16. Los norteamericanos celebran los 16. Esta fiesta es para nosotros, para nuestras quinceañeras.
Qué importante debe ser esto para que una compañía como esta, como Disney, diga, démosle un lugar a las chicas latinas, cumplamos su sueño, estemos con ellas. Entonces, bueno, pues hay que realmente valorar esto, ¿no?
These girls were selected from all across the United States because of their character and because of the pride that they have generated among their family members. And they nominated them to celebrate a dream come true quinceañera here at Walt Disney World.
Preparing a quinceañera is a huge endeavor. Several rituals must be performed, and they require many items that symbolize the transition for the girl being celebrated.
We have found that it's very stressful for the mom, especially if they don't know a lot of the tradition and a lot of what's involved in the planning of a quinceañera.
When it comes to planning the ceremony and the items that help to signify the transition from a young girl to a young woman, I help them to understand that because the 15 años is a Hispanic culture, it varies. It varies by culture, it varies by community, by family, but there are certain items that are significant and used throughout all of the celebrations.
Regarding the outward symbols of the quinceañero, the dress, the tiara, the cake, the champagne, many of these symbols are really symbols of royalty. And in the quinceañero, although I don't think mothers who are planning this for their daughters realize what they're doing, in a way they're subverting the social order. And they're saying, my daughter may be poor, but for a day she's a queen.
I'm here to see the things that you have for the quinceañera. I'm preparing the quinceañera for my daughter Vanessa.
When Lita approached me at the store, we sat down and we discussed the theme that she wants to have at the Sweet 15, and I advised her on some of the items that she might be needing for the event. For example, the tiara or la corona gives her the royalty for the day. She becomes the queen of the night. And that is a special moment between her and the mother. Sometimes they even do the crowning at church. They take her into church She is blessed by the praise. She reaffirms her beliefs with God.